I think as well, the fact that we got ghosted by the vendor made it really difficult anyway. We didn't know where we stood.
Didn't have a choice.
You guys don't actually know this story, but... Hello everybody, welcome back to Property Couple. I'm Leah.
And I'm AK, and this is our channel where we talk about property, business and working together as a couple.
In this video, we just wanted to wind our minds back to 2022, our business goals and personal goals for last year, and just reflect upon whether we actually achieved any of those goals, or we didn't, or some of them, none of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Right.
And just wanted to share with you guys what we set out to achieve last year and what we actually did achieve.
But before we do that, can you please take 1 second to hit that giant subscribe button? It doesn't take long and it really helps us out.
So let's kick it off with a business goal of ours last year. So we wanted to complete on 3 HMO projects. And how did we get on?
So if you have been watching our channel, you'll notice that we purchased the 3-bed, 1-bath mid-terrace properties and we convert them to a 4-bed, 4-bath HMO.
Bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
Bit of a mouthful. I was really struggling with that.
More of a mouthful saying it than actually doing the projects themselves.
Right.
So you guys, if you have been following, you will have noticed maybe a slight change in our style of renovation. So we're going to put some floor plans on screen right now and just compare some of the changes of renovations in project 1 of last year to project 2 of last year.
Yeah, I think some of the key differences, like Leah said, you'll notice that there is no communal space on the property on the right hand side. What we learnt really is that we could achieve larger room sizes and larger ensuite sizes and just make the overall experience a bit more comfortable for the tenant. And actually when we talk about the refinance as well, we end up with a higher figure there as well.
So yeah, as you were saying, we actually found a way to provide bigger bedrooms by removing the communal space. It turned out that most people living in our properties were not spending much time in the communal space anyway. That was a biggish change, I'd say, in the way we renovate our HMOs. Also the most profitable because, like you said, when it comes to refinancing the property, the bedrooms are bigger, the bathrooms are bigger. We've achieved both a higher rental figure and a higher refinance figure. We actually wanted to do another HMO last year, but it didn't happen. So do you want to talk a little bit about the fact that we were meant to do 3, but we did 2 and one of them lasted for nearly a year?
Talk about just putting so much on the plate.
I know.
It's like probably a confession of mine that it's just a bad habit, just trying to do more and more and stuff. So I'm glad we didn't do that 3rd project. I think it would have just been too much. I think it would have just tipped us over the edge.
I think as well, the fact that we got ghosted by the vendor made it really difficult anyway. We didn't know where we stood.
Didn't have a choice.
You guys don't actually know this story, but 3 of the properties were actually coming from the same vendor who was a retiring landlord offloading part of her portfolio. And at the time, we had agreed to buy 3 off of her for a certain price. And then the market went crazy. So this person obviously became aware they could get so much more for the property that had been pre-agreed with us on a sort of a handshake. Nothing down on paper, nothing legal, just a handshake.
That's probably a learning from our side as well.
Huge learning for us. Yeah. Don't really take someone's word off a handshake. Like, obviously get something like this down on paper. We didn't know the market was going to go crazy and that people would be offering over asking prices of properties. So she ghosted us. She didn't pick up the phone and we were not able to get that 3rd deal over the line.
Now in hindsight, I think it's worked out for the better. I think it would have just added more and more to the plate. And I think you started to look at residential homes as well.
Yeah, so this is a huge personal goal of ours last year. So I'm not sure if we told you on the channel or if we just said it to each other. I can't remember what we share and what we don't. Yeah. But we were meant to purchase our first residential home together last year. And we were so set on that. Especially me, I was going out, I was doing more viewings, putting offers out. You came to a few.
Sorry, can I just say something?
Yeah.
when you were like, this was a huge personal goal, and I'm like, made by you.
Yeah, this is a personal goal of us, but on behalf of me.
Yeah, it's just amazing. It was a joint personal goal. However, I think you were just pushing it a lot more than me.
I was pushing it. I was going out to more viewings. I was getting in the car more. Obviously, you've got other jobs going on. I've got other jobs going on. But I was just saying, oh, Dad, do you want to just go view this house with me? And we just go and jump in the car and go view it. So yeah, there was a little bit of craziness last year. The market did go nuts. It has actually worked out for the best that we didn't go ahead with buying a residential property. And there's a few different things to that. One of the reasons is, being self-employed, it's just much cleaner if you've just got like 2 or 3 years of really good accounts. It's a totally different process buying a residential property on a mortgage to buying a investment property through a limited company on a mortgage.
Yeah.
The way the lenders approach you and the way they look at the mortgage product is very, very different. So in my experience, I'm not a broker.
No, but I'm just looking at you. You're reeling this stuff off and I'm like, you are amazing.
The way someone commented saying the way he looks at you when you speak. It's just like, so funny.
When she's just talking about business and finance, I'm like, you're talking my language.
There's just more things in the mix, and we've obviously been able to move quicker and just sort of get stuck in with the property stuff for investment. And then when it comes to residential, for the type of property we're looking for, I feel like we were earthed a bit. Our expectations had to come a bit back down. Or mine certainly did.
Yeah, it was a massive learning curve.
Yeah.
Our expectations had to come way down, and I think ultimately it worked out for the best. I think with everything that's going on with the market, like Leah said, I just think it wasn't the right time.
It wasn't.
And I mean, I didn't particularly get emotional about any of the houses that we saw either, apart from one.
You did, yeah.
Apart from one.
So we walked around this property. It was not far from where you grew up. I mean, it's in the town you grew up in.
It's in the town I grew up in. The transport links were good. It was next to school, so you're thinking maybe long term. I think it had a lot of potential. It was a proper project house.
It needed a lot of work. Minimum 100k refurb. Minimum. So yeah. That was a personal goal. We didn't end up getting a residential home last year. Instead, we said, shall we revisit this after the wedding? So I don't know if you remember, we actually decided last year we would go ahead with the wedding first, because before the whole plan was we'll get our house first and then we'll start thinking about the wedding. And then just
add something else to the plate.
Add something else to the plate. So around sort of by September, October, I started viewing venues and writing out lists and stuff. So November, I found my dress in November. So there's loads of stuff that happened at the end of last year in our personal life that obviously has an impact on our business and how things are running, and also has an impact on the money we could even think about spending on a house if we're going to go ahead with the wedding. So quite a lot going on at Property Couple HQ. I love saying that. I love saying that.
You kill me off. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
I know.
That's
Property Couple HQ.
That is amazing. So at the beginning of last year, we set ourselves some goals, and what we did was we printed them out, and I remember I've got them on the back of my door. We were like, yeah, these are our goals. They're fixed in stone. They're like literally etched in stone. They can't, deviate from them. But actually what we found was we deviated from most of them, to be honest.
I know. I remember one of them was crazy. It was like, to try and make X amount of profit from flips to sort of like start paying off some of our debt.
Yeah.
And we didn't achieve that. It was just, we were throwing so much on our plate. And to be honest, I think there was a little bit of burnout. On top of that, I don't know if you remember, we also said, let's do a TikTok every single day for 90 days.
Which we did.
We did do that. But then after like a few months, I was just like, I can't log on to this app.
I think the thing to kind of mention is that it's really important to just stay flexible as well, because I think we still progressed a lot last year. We still did a lot, and I'm definitely a big advocate of sort of having higher goals, and even if you sort of achieve there, you're still that much more forwards. The point is, we had these goals, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't necessarily hit these goals, but we achieved a new set of things that wasn't this. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
And back into the specifics of the goals, if you really think about it and get a bit like, we said, 3 HMO projects. It just didn't happen to be the third one we thought of. It happened to be the care home that came in.
That's a good point.
We didn't plan that care home. It landed and we were like, that's the one we're going to go for that.
Yeah.
So we haven't really looked at it that way. We've gone, we got ghosted by this vendor, but then this other project didn't land in our lap, but you know, it came into our periphery. Bottom line is, those were some of our personal and business goals for last year. We really hope you've enjoyed watching it. We've enjoyed sharing our reflection of last year.
We have, and in the next video, please join us where we talk about our 2023 goals, one of which terrifies me. It actually terrifies me.
See you in the next one.
Bye.